So, as you know, this podcast comes out every week at 6 p.m. There's been some absolute rivalry going on in the shop this week. Alex and Nathan have been at each other's throats all week already. And when this podcast gets released, we'll know the result of the Sheffield derby. At the time I'm recording this, I don't know, but I'm going to pretend like I've just watched the game and United have won 3-0. That's how it's going to go. Nathan, I'm just recording a video. Can you be quiet, please? Anyway, just moving on from that, like they have been just at each other a little bit this week, so it's been quite funny. I'm not that bothered about football, so I just hope that football wins. No, I want United to win. I've just about got over all my problems with the fraud with my car. I've got a nice new car. It's really nice, and I'm really happy with that. So I suppose getting crashed into gave me the kick up the ass that I needed to go and buy myself a nice car, because I've been driving shit boxes for the last 2 years because I've been poor. Yeah, so that's what's going on with me. It feels weird because I've not recorded a podcast for a couple of weeks. So they were like, obviously we did the one with Steve last week, but that was meant to be released the week before. I don't know why I tell you all this, because I don't think it's very interesting, but I always find that it just gets me in the mood of talking about my podcast. It gives me a little bit of thinking time, because I do this off the top of my head, and most of the time, unless something really specific has happened, I come in and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But that leaves me thinking, like, iOS 18 is 18.1, 18 is continually being developed, and 18.1 has been released. In terms of repairability, that has left us being able to install aftermarket batteries into phones and getting the battery health feature. That's great. Really good for, I don't know, I mean, I'm still doing BMS swaps, and I'll probably continue to do so, because I don't like the error message that it gives you. I suppose if I'm doing one to sell on, then yeah, I don't like selling phones with error messages on. It's just, I don't know why. I don't know. But I just don't like it. So I've been continuing to do that. I'm really struggling to get into the right headspace of creating short videos, but hopefully I'll get over that little hurdle in the next week or so, and then start getting some good creative shorts out there, which I'm sure I say this every week, but I've just had so much going on. It left me, like, with the stress of the EPOS Now stuff, like, we closed that afternoon when the shutter was down when we did that podcast 2 weeks ago. We shut then. Then I was just on the phone sorting stuff out for, like, a week, and it left me, like, really far behind. I do pretty much all the iPad repairs what come in, and we just had stacks and stacks of iPads in. I think yesterday I might have done 5 iPad Pro 12/9 2015 batteries, and that's alongside everything else that's going on. I've got some refurbing to do. That's another thing what we might talk about. I've really got back into doing refurbs. So yeah, it's just been a crazy week. Yeah, very busy. Business is good. Everybody's happy. We're selling lots of phones. I've had some crazy customers as well talking about a crazy week. Like, this is the weirdest one for me, right? So somebody came in and they brought an A51 in, and he wanted to trade it in. It had a cracked screen, and it were like C grade. Everything what was not damaged was like real C grade, and bad C grade, like scratched up. The camera lens was broken, and I'm like, I don't really want this, but I'll offer you a tenner. And he said something along the lines of, like, what are you going to do with it? And I said, in all honesty, mate, I'll probably not even fix it. I'll either use it for parts, or I'll sell it to somebody else who might fix it, and I'll probably sell it for 20 quid. And he goes, well, in that case, I'm going to just take it to Curry's to be recycled. And I'm like, what? Do what you want. Like, I weren't really bothered about buying it, but I just thought, what a weird decision to make. Like, you could have bought yourself a couple of pints of beer, or got yourself half a takeaway or something, but instead you'd rather take it to Curry's to be recycled. Like, I'm not bothered about the £10 that I would have made selling it on to somebody else. I probably would have never got round to doing it, and I'd have just chucked it in like a box and then ended up using a part for it in 3 years' time or something. But it was just, I don't know, it was weird. It was strange. So there was that one. And then I've got another customer. I think she might have got some challenges. I think that would be a good way to describe it. And we looked through the ticket log earlier, and since July, she's had her screen replaced on the same phone. Well, not just the screen. I think the phone has been in for various repairs 8 times since July. Last week, we replaced the screen on it. And then last night she started messaging saying, how much is it for the screen on this phone? Can you order the screen? And then half an hour later it's, oh, can you cancel that? I've already had it done today. This is what gets me even more confused, because, right, we don't keep this screen in stock. It's not an expensive part. I mean, realistically, we should probably keep 10 in just in case they want it doing. But I'm just like, how are you breaking your screen this often? And then why are you going to the subpar shops in town, getting it repaired? And this happens every single time. They take it to one of the shops in town, gets it done for 60 quid. It becomes convinced that it's not a genuine screen on it, and then brings it us, because we'll get it in the next day, and pays 90 quid for a genuine screen on it. And I'm just like, what? Where does she get her money from, first of all? Like, why? What are you doing with your phone to keep doing it like that? And it's just, yeah. And it's just a difficult conversation all the time. It's yeah, anyway. I can't obviously talk too much about this person because it's not nice to. But it's just the whole situation of it is just very bizarre and a bit confusing. I'm just looking at these accessories. I definitely need to order some more of them, which leads me to thinking about... That seems so stagey saying that, doesn't it? Anyway, talking about accessories, I am going to be doing a podcast in about a week or 2 weeks with Sanjay. I really enjoyed doing those interview style ones. The one what we did with Steve last week, what I released last week anyway, I genuinely forgot that we were like recording at one point because we were just having this really good flowing conversation. Steve's an absolute wealth of knowledge. He knows so much about the industry. He's been in it a long time. And he knows a lot of people, and he knows a lot about repair and a lot about parts and what's going on in the industry. So, yeah, honestly, go and watch that. I'll try and put a link up here if we remember to do it, linking back to that episode, because it's genuinely a very good episode. I don't know why, but as soon as I have a guest on, the views tank on it. So it'd be great if you watch me here and then go and watch that one. Hopefully we'll try and get the same sort of level of conversation from Sanjay. Talking, because he's got a real good knowledge of the accessories industry and just like running shops as well. He knows a lot about that kind of thing because he goes out to a lot of shops and sees what's going on in the industry, and he knows what sells and what's good. So it'd be pretty good to talk with him. I always say this, especially when we're on a roll. I want to do like a monthly special of the podcast. I don't know if we've achieved it for the last 3 months because I think we skipped October. I don't think we got one in October. When did we go to Serbia? Well, that's September, weren't it?
August?
We're August, yeah. So I think we missed September and October. But I would like to get more guests on. If you want to come on as a guest, like, as long as you're not too far away, we'll probably come to you. Or you can come here. You can sit next to me. Come and be my mate, yeah. I'll put my arm around you if you want. Yeah, we need more guests. What?
Official call out.
Yeah, this is an official call out for anybody who wants to come on. What I wouldn't mind speaking to is somebody who's like dealing with a lot of devices for resale. Maybe we could like reach out to Music Magpie or something like that and go and have a look at their warehouse. That's actually a very good idea. Dan from Marketplace Monitor. Yeah, obviously we did some work with Marketplace Monitor. We've got another video to follow up with that one, and we're going to make it even better. And what I want to do is like some daft challenge or something and try and go from 50 quid to 1,000 quid in a day or something like that. I don't know if I'll achieve that, but I've had some really good flips recently. My best one so far, probably, I bought a Z Flip 6 and I paid, what did I pay? 300 for it. I paid 300 for a Z Flip 6 off somebody. They brought that into store, that one, and I managed to flip that one. I think I sold it for 500 quid same day, weren't it? Straight. It's like within half an hour. That was my best flip that I've had recently. I've got like 15 Pros and Pro Maxes. People, when they've got a fault, like they're expensive to repair. Whereas I was blessed. I picked up a 15 Pro Max for 350, and it had an LCD on it. But I had a refurbished 15 Pro Max screen in stock. So that were a nice one as well. It's not sold yet, but that one will sell for 700 quid. So I'm talking 450 with a refurb screen. That's the cost to me, 250 quid. in the pocket for flipping a phone. So there's serious money to be made in here. I want to get into it deeper and like pick up from insurance and stuff, because I feel like we sell them in the store really cheap. Maybe we can work on something in the future where we can list them on the website so that everybody can get them. Alex had a great initiative the other week of just posting a Facebook and Instagram post, and we sold 3 or 4. I think we posted about 10 phones on there, and we sold 3 or 4 that same day. We're definitely not marketing them very well. And then, yeah, like I say, we do this off. I do these podcasts off the top of my head, and it's just more of a place where I can vent. And I know that people watch it, and some people appreciate it, some people probably dislike it. But just thinking about marketing, I've got other plans for that, because I know that one of our weak points is our marketing. I think I have talked about this. I'm not going to bang on about it, but we're definitely going to like ramp up marketing. What would be nice, right? Because this is my closing comment on this video today, is like, what works for you guys in terms of marketing? Let's get corporate. Let's park that idea. Drop me some comments on this video and let me know what marketing tricks you use. If there's secrets, obviously keep them to yourself, but let me know what works for you. Obviously, we do TikTok videos and they work really well for us. I do no other advertising whatsoever. But I think next week's episode, let's dedicate it entirely to marketing, and I'll talk about my experiences with marketing. And if you leave me some comments below, we can talk about them and see what works for you. Because, yeah, I could definitely talk for half an hour about just purely marketing, and I might even reveal a secret in that episode next week. I'll decide later, maybe. Anyway, have a great week. Come on the blades. See you next week.